Welcome back, crew, to my next video, which is going to be about Javier Baez signing with the Tigers. This is a 6-year, I think around $150 million deal, and I think it's a great move by the Tigers, great move by Baez. He's thinking about his family and stuff, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So as you can see, the Detroit Tigers have continued making moves like they said they would, and I am actually this is a really great signing by the Tigers, because even though I'm a Mets fan, I'm kind of bummed that we lost Javier Baez. Great move by the Tigers, because they said they wanted to go out and get a shortstop, and everybody thought it was going to be Carlos Correa at first, but it turned out they didn't want to spend that much money on a shortstop. So they signed Javier Baez to a $140 million contract for 6 years. And so they've already gotten Eduardo Rodriguez and Tucker Barnhart, and AJ Hinch is really going out there and getting these guys to really continue that rebuild stage for the Detroit Tigers. And honestly, I think the Tigers, they're nowhere close to a World Series, in my opinion. Actually, I think in everybody's opinion. But they're really getting close, I think, actually to a second or third place finish. I know they were third place last season, I think, in their respective division. And I think they're getting really close to a second place finish. I don't know if they'll be in the playoffs quite next year, but I think in 2023 and beyond, they'll be able to really continue that train, and they'll really be able to get into the playoffs, I think, in the next couple of years. So I'm gonna go ahead and read you some of these things that the Detroit Free Press has to say. So the Detroit Tigers have reached an agreement on a 6-year, $140 million contract with free agent shortstop Javier Baez. A source with knowledge of the situation told the Free Press on Tuesday morning. He has an opt-out in his contract after 2 years. The Tigers have now acquired 3 key pieces this offseason, giving the team a better chance to make the postseason. Baez, left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez, and catcher Tucker Barnhart. Detroit finished 77-85 overall in 2021 under manager AJ Hinch, and is trying to make the playoffs for the first time since 2014. The team has not announced a deal, as it is pending a physical. I mean, guys, honestly, they've agreed on it. I cannot see Javier Baez having a bad physical. And I think this deal is as good as done. And so now I'm going to get into like what's next for the Mets and how they can bounce back from this I guess a little bit of surprising signing from the Detroit Tigers. All right, crew, so we are on the Inside the Mets Fan Nation news website, and we're just going to talk about what's next for the Mets and how they can bounce back from this loss of Javier Baez. So I'm going to read a little bit to you guys from this website. So while Baez would have been the last piece to make the Mets offense an official juggernaut, it now appears that Jeff McNeil will get another shot at second base. If they do not trade him after the lockout, the Mets will hope McNeil can bounce back after a poor 2021 season. Fortunately, it hasn't been too long since he was a 2019 All-Star and a career .319 hitter entering the season last year. The only additional concern is the lack of chemistry that McNeil and shortstop Francisco Lindor had as double-play partners. This led to an early season altercation, which is better known as the Rat-Raccoon incident. McNeil took issue to the Mets' new philosophy on shifting and refused to comply, making Lindor and former manager Luis Rojas grow frustrated. He will have to get with the program if he is going to reinsert himself into the Mets' plans moving forward. So, as for Baez, the Mets essentially gave up Pete Crow Armstrong, the 2020 first-round pick, for 47 games of the 28-year-old who they acquired at the trade deadline last season. During his time with the Mets, Baez got off to a slow start and a dust-up with the fans after a thumbs-down gate, but was able to flip the script in a hurry. So that's about all I'm going to read from this, but basically what this is saying is that this article thinks that they will give Jeff McNeil another shot at being the Mets' second baseman, and I kind of agree with that. But I also want to get into different ideas with you guys in the next scene, so we'll head there right now. All right, crew. So now I'm gonna get into other ideas that have crossed my mind, but maybe haven't crossed other minds for the Mets' second baseman and third baseman, and just infield all around. So for 2022 and beyond. So I definitely agree with the fact that Jeff McNeil can be a good Mets second baseman. I think he's definitely going to bounce back. This was just a down season, I think, for him. But another idea would be, I know this is far-fetched, but Robinson Cano at second base, and then maybe having Jeff McNeil be a utility man for the outfield and infield if somebody ever got hurt. Good bench guy there. And then I'd say put Cano at second maybe, and Escobar at third. Another idea is, again, guys, I'm just throwing ideas out there. This probably won't be what happens, but another idea is that the Mets go out and sign like a kind of like a stopgap third baseman for 2022, like 1-year deal or something, just until Brett Beatty or Mark Vientos can come up in 2023 because they'll be ready by then. I say maybe even Matt Chapman to like a 1-year, $10 million deal or something like that, just for a stopgap at third base, and then you can have Eduardo Escobar at second, and then that's a very solid Mets infield right there. That's another idea. I don't know if I have any more ideas. Oh, yes, I do. So if the Mets the Mets on their bench right now, shaping up for 2022, they have Luis Guillorme, that's number 1. Jeff McNeil, number 2. Again, if these guys don't play second base, they'll be on the bench probably. Robinson Cano, number 3. I guess I'll go ahead and say Dom Smith, J.D. Davis, even though I feel like he's going to get traded. That's their bench going into 2022, I feel like. I think maybe you could put J.D. Davis at third. I mean, I'm not too fond of this idea, but maybe you could put J.D. Davis at third, Eduardo Escobar at second, and have J.D. Davis there as like a stopgap guy for that year until Mark Vientos or Brett Beatty comes up in 2033 again. But I think I've just given 3 good ideas that the Mets could do. And again, the Mets could go after any third baseman. It doesn't have to be Matt Chapman. But I think a good deal for the Mets would be maybe trade like for Matt Chapman and an athletics pitcher at the same time, and maybe give away some assets like J.D. Davis, Jeff McNeil, those guys. And then definitely have Robinson Cano, Luis Guillorme be utility bench guys. Same with Tomas Nido. I think I just gave out 4 good ideas for the Mets to do if they don't stick with Jeff McNeil at second and Eduardo Escobar at third. But I think I just gave out a couple good ideas. And I can't wait to see how the rest of this offseason shakes up with the Mets signing maybe another infielder, bullpen guys, another starter, another big bat, all those things. So that's where I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure you subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but make sure you do if you want to. YouTube recommends you watch this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.